Tonight, from SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Justin Herbert and the LA Chargers taking on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens.
Night beginning to fall over Southern California, but the lights are shining bright here at the spectacular SoFi Stadium in metropolitan Los Angeles. Tonight, we wrap a busy first week of the season with a second of two on a Monday night between the Baltimore Ravens and the Los Angeles Chargers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, a new season finally here. We had the great one Thursday night. All sorts of intrigue in the games yesterday, and now we put a bow on this first weekend with a good one here tonight.
We do put a spot.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taking it about the one. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Ravens take.
Here comes the Ravens on offense, and the man in charge from Louisville, the former MVP, Lamar Jackson.
And what a sophomore season he had for the Cardinals. Pretty much swept every major quarterback award, including the Heisman Trophy. And we spend a lot of time talking about his legs. Formidable. He can run the ball like few others, but the key to everything for him is his ability to be accurate from the pocket.
Oh, fighting off the defender. He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be second and a couple.
Keeper. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2 at the 32-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Not too many more ideal situations in second and 2 in order to try and pick up a first down. They ran it and picked it up.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Jackson's pass.
Line of scrimmage again to 37 as they line up second and 10.
It leads to second and
Throwing again. Jackson. He gets this underneath to Dobbins, and he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
And it's third.
And now some motion before the snap. And this will be our first penalty of the night's proceedings. That's going to set them back 5 yards. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. From the gun, Jackson. That's complete to his running back, J.K. Dobbins. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a first down if not for that penalty moments ago. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
So on 4th down, here's Sam Cook to punt it away. Ross on the return. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. Call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And at quarterback from the University of Oregon, it's Justin Herbert.
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care, and when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team that wins.
It may sound cliche, but those are the types of yards he can get you. He's such a bruising back.
He is, and typically with that type of a back, if he has any type of stamina, it shows up later in the ball game. Because trust me, guys get tired of running up and trying to tackle that big fella. It wears on him, and then he gets stronger as the game goes on.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now a pass here caught by Hunter Henry. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Another first down, this time on a gain of 19.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Herbert on 1st down now. Got a man open, it's Ross. And down inside the 15 he goes.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So a pretty early first quarter roughing the passer penalty.
Seems like the officials are going to let everyone know they're taking charge of this game. They're always going to protect the quarterback.
And a double team, and it's intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
First down 10.
That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4. 2
yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 4-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4.
Ball carrier. Kaiser White on the tackle. It's a gain of 4.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Jackson's pass complete to Jacob Breeland.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Jackson from the shotgun. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. This pass complete. Jackson finding Andrews. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the 2nd round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football in the backfield? To be able to get him in the second round, that's what I call a steal.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. From the gun, it's Jackson. That's complete. It's Devin Duvernay.
Jackson's pass.
That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive.
A 7-yard pickup.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. Boy, not what you want to see in quarter 1 of the new year. We'll be back. Jackson on 1st down. Quick slant to Brown. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown. 55 yards. And the Ravens have taken the early lead. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Justin
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taken in the end zone. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard.
The Chargers get set to go here for their second drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 31-yard line.
From the shotgun, here's Herbert. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
10 at the 40-yard line.
Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
The ball carrier taken down at the 43-yard line. Brings up 2nd down.
Justin Herbert looking to throw on 2nd down. And this complete to Henry over the middle.
Herbert's pass. Complete to Hunter Henry. That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Herbert wants to throw it on 3rd and 1. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there. Talk about angling that one perfectly, partner. We know the ball can bounce anywhere, especially how it's shaped. But that one, as if on cue, goes out of bounds perfectly.
Perfect indeed, right at the 1-yard line. Excellent coffin corner punt. The drive starts here with a carry by Ingram. And he'll get him a little bit of breathing room across the 5 to the 6-yard line. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. Boy, not what you want to see in quarter one of the new year. We'll be back. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. To throw is Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And the results for them have not been strong to this point. 2 drives have ended in a turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement? Because you had two drives with turnovers. Now they punted it away, so at least they didn't turn it over. So that's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually...
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. 15-yard touchdown, Brown. And the Chargers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. There you go, Charles. His first touchdown pass in the new season.
And he had a strong rookie year. So much more expected of him this one, as you might imagine. He threw that one with confidence and assuredness.
And I noticed that the celebration a little bit more subdued than his first touchdown pass last year as a rookie.
Yeah, he certainly is acting like he's done it before.
Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
This Ravens offense heads back out there, led by Lamar Jackson. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now, so you're not protecting a lead, so you're not playing that way. You got to go get the lead again, so maybe it loosens him up a little bit and allows him to go ahead and be a little more free in his play.
And they work this well upfield across the 45.
Jackson's pass.
25 yards that time.
It's a gain of 25 yards. 1st down, Baltimore.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
Jackson's pass.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
No gain.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 39. And he will score. Touchdown. Yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
You're bringing back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski
different
was an
things for
interception.
different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a
too many syllables.
You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. 14
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
Now this will make it into the end zone. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson.
He's going to air one out. Oh, he almost had it. Already with one interception, just missing his second there. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. And that is incomplete.
Jackson's pass.
Here's Sam Cook now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Uses the stiff arm. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
Austin Eckler and the Charger offense reclaim center stage.
A good job in the passing game, decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
4 yards on the pickup.
Here's Herbert now on 2nd down. Over the middle, and it's caught. Keenan Allen. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Running on 1st down, Eckler. And across midfield he goes into Raven territory. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
On 2nd down, here's Herbert. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Jalen Ferguson, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise. They're in the dime. A shotgun snap for Herbert.
And that's into the hands of Eckler.
And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the 1st down. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it.
Baltimore about ready to go on offense.
And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake?
Dobbins hit and he fumbles.
And picked up by the Chargers. Evades the tackler and now some space. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line. That sort of goes without saying. That's the risk of running the option play. You can put the ball on the ground. They did there and turned it over.
So true, because you've got so many different decisions that have to be made. Are you handing the ball off inside, or are you just keeping it yourself? Are you pitching it to your trail guy? And sometimes you get caught in between, and you're a little indecisive on the play. and it turns into the ball on the ground. Fortunately enough, they weren't able to return it for a touchdown.
So we've got a challenge. Our referee's going to take another look on the tablet. He's going to be watching to see if the knee was down prior to the ball coming out.
Oh, I love what you just said there. You nailed it, because if the ball's shifting or moving before the knee or any other part of the body hits the ground, then that would be considered a fumble.
For no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
And we often talk about defensive ends setting the edge, sometimes even the outside linebackers. But how about here? This is a cornerback essentially setting the edge and finishing off that play for a loss.
On 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Jackson. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Some boos coming down right now from this home crowd after that call.
Yeah, and that was because of the pass interference call, but for a second there I thought maybe they'd gotten a look at my appearance as Othello in the high school play.
you were Othello?
Not a good one, let me tell you.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, now it's the safety that came through and made the play, but there's no doubt in my mind, he hits like a linebacker. We see a lot of that in today's NFL, don't we?
And that time we do indeed. A big hit for a loss. On 2nd and 12, Jackson, and it's incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know, there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on 3rd down, and he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a 1st down.
Broke the 1 tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. Here's Sam Cook now, as he's on to punt for Baltimore. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Austin Eckler and the Charger offense reclaim center stage. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far, here in the 2nd quarter. Herbert setting up to throw on 1st down. He's got his man. That's Josh Gordon. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 34-yard line.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. Open man Here's Ross, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Allen's got it over the middle.
Herbert's pass.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
A 6-yard pick.
That's a catch of some significance. It's number 631 of his career. And why that's significant, it ties him with Hall of Famer Raymond Berry.
He's one of the most precise route runners at any position during his time in his career. So I think that we're seeing something very similar here. He may not have known Raymond Berry, but he goes about his business the same way. Understands how defenses are going to play, understands where the leverage is, and goes away from it to the tune of 631 catches.
Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling.
I like the look that they just showed there. When you come out in a passing formation, spread things out a little bit, makes it really hard to cover the middle of the field, doesn't it? Because you got to go out to the perimeter and cover those guys.
Yep, exactly. Got some good blocking, too. Helped him pick up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw here, Herbert. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Jalen Ferguson, his 2nd sack of the night.
A big loss on the play. Brings up 2nd down.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Down left side on the swing pass.
Herbert's pass.
No yardage to speak of whatsoever. Leads to a 3rd down. The Chargers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
The name of the game is always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the 2nd interception in the first half.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
They'll get 34 yards there. What a run there. I mean, you've got speed, elusiveness, escapability all rolled into one.
And we all know that quarterbacks are coached. They get the ball to the guys who can do all the things you just described. You want those guys who have speed, elusiveness, and escapability all rolled into one with the ball in their hands. And guess what? It's him. So there's no sense in throwing it or handing it off when you can do all of that yourself.
And he'll get this forward only for about a yard, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning.
1 yard gain.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. And we remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll hand things off to the coach, Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have a look back at a very intriguing opening weekend in the NFL. The throw over the middle, taken in. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 30. 16 yards, a first down.
16 yards.
It's worth noting when you talk about Jackson's running ability, the Baltimore wide receivers had just over 1,400 receiving yards combined last year. And Charles, that was the fewest yards by a wide receiver group in the NFL since 2011.
And, partner, I expect that number to go up this year. Last season, Lamar Jackson got very comfortable with his tight end group. In fact, he had one tight end that went to the Pro Bowl. But I think now, because of his ability to run the ball, it'll bring defenders closer to the line of scrimmage, and you'll see more big plays from the wide receivers downfield.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Chargers' 23-yard line.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he's able to break out of one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. He gets it to Brown, complete. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Jackson will throw again. He gets this underneath to Dobbins. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown.
Complete to Mark Andrews.
8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying the football game.
I don't think it's any state secret to know what they were saying before the start of this drive. Let's go and punch one in the end zone and go into the halftime feeling a heck of a lot better about ourselves. Let's go get this done.
Yeah, tie things up, and then you get a brand new ball game. Tucker now for the extra point. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And it's capped off with a Ravens touchdown.
Justin Tucker.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. So out come the Chargers. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And right side, Henry's got it. To the 40 and no further, so the razzle-dazzle didn't get him much. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Henry. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Herbert back to the air. Right back to Henry, and Henry's got it again. And he'll
work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a tie ball game here heading to break. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin out in the windy city of Chicago, and they are seconds away from halftime, all tied in that one. Next, we head off to check out another game, and you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you, and you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? To find out, we give it back to our commentators, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this? And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes.
Justin
Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon.
A big loss on the play. Brings up second down.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Herbert now. And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 2.
Justin
Calais Campbell. He's the one that drops him this go-around. And that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks.
Now that's the way to start the second half. Back-to-back sacks. Whatever the halftime speech was, I hope they recorded it.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on third down. Out of the gun, Herbert able to get this to Gordon. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a fourth down.
Fourth down.
Here's Matt Hawk now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Take it across midfield before going out of bounds. We'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. Here's 2nd and a yard. They'll go again with Dobbins. And he'll be close to a first down at the Chargers' 32.
J.K. Dobbins, the ball carrier.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
On the tackle, it was the West Virginia man, Kyzir White.
Kyzir White on the tackle. A gain of 4. It's now
on 2nd down, a run with Dobbins.
28-yard line.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
The tackle made at the 24-yard line.
And, Charles, this infraction's going to be against the offense. False start.
Sometimes you have to get up to the line of scrimmage, make sure your team is set before you begin your cadence.
So that'll back them up 5. Now, after the false start, they need 8 yards here on 3rd down. From the gun, Jackson. Forced out to his left. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. 5 yards that time out of the scramble. But now they're looking at a 4th down situation.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own. But as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you. And if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
They're going for it with Dobbins. And he gets this down to the 18. Good enough for a first down. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it. But in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. And a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Jackson's pass.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. And now time is called as we've got an injured Charger down there on the field. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Jackson. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked up by Casey Hayward. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range, but boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
The drive starts with a carry by Edwards. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Justin Matabike there to bring him down.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got him pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
That's a gain of 3.
From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That one good for 26 and a first down.
It looked like almost a miscommunication defensively because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball. But the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Incomplete. Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 20.
Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson.
And his throw is incomplete.
Jackson's pass.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Derwin James on the coverage.
To throw is Jackson.
They set up the screen for Dobbins.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
A 40-yard attempt.
Tucker's kick is good. And the Ravens strike first and 3 zip.
Makes the score Ravens 17, Chargers 14.
So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point, or in this case, a field goal.
Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25.
LA set to take over again on offense.
And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
Here's Herbert now on 2nd down. And this complete to Henry over the middle. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 11 yards there, 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Herbert. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
And a yard.
Again, Herbert. Got a man open, it's Ross. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
It's a nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 down at the 31. Now it's Edwards. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28.
Gus Edwards, the ball carrier. Matt Judon there on the stop. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up
on 2nd down. Here's Herbert. And to the right side here, it's Allen.
Herbert's pass. Complete to Keenan Allen. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 1.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Chargers. Let's face it, when you have a guy who can pick up those types of runs and keep the chains moving or stay ahead of the chains, you're making everyone else on offense happy because you're opening things up to allow for a whole lot of different play calls.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Herbert operating from the red zone. And this is complete. It's Allen. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
First and goal at the 3-yard line.
They'll look to run with Edwards. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Two of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Again, it'll be Edwards. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
They'll try and run. Edwards. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. And the field goal ties it, but you're down here knocking on the door. What are you doing?
Did you hear the way you just said that?
Kind of.
Yeah.
With hesitance?
Yes, that means you don't want to kick the field goal, and I don't think they do either. They need to go ahead and get these points now and get an advantage and not tie it up. It'll feel like a big disappointment if they just kick the field goal right here.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. Less than an extra point attempt here. This is an 18-yarder. And this one is right through.
Good.
And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied
At 17.
I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the 4th quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt.
The football back over to Baltimore and J.K. Dobbins. After some early struggles running the ball, they've really picked it up. Early it just seemed like there were no holes there. Now all of a sudden the holes seem to be there. I don't know if that's just my imagination.
And give them credit that they kept their confidence, because sometimes when you get stuffed big in the running game early, especially for an entire half, it really makes you retreat a little bit, but not this group. They always have the confidence. If they just get their assignments down, they get in sync with their runners, and off they went.
Give him 4 yards there on the 1st down keeper.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with 3rd down coming up. They'll try to run for the first with Ingram. And eventually taken down, but how about that athletic spin move we saw? Gives him the 1st down yardage.
He's brought down at the 30.
Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
1st down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Some pretty good games all weekend. We may have saved the best for last. This Monday night game has been a dandy. On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 39-yard line.
Another run here with Dobbins. And he'll get this across the 40 and up to about the 42-yard line.
Dobbins again the ball carrier. He was brought down by Chris Harris. A 3-yard gain
from the gun on 3rd down. Jackson. And this is going to be incomplete.
And that is too far out in front of his intended target. Incomplete.
Incomplete.
On is the punter, Cook, who sends it away. 39 yards on the punt. Give him just 1 yard on the return.
Justin Herbert leading this unit out for their next possession.
So, Charles, there are the numbers. What's happened here? Defensive adjustments that's caused him to sort of fall off a bit?
I think so. That has to happen. You've got to make some changes because in the first half, they were pretty effective. But the second part is sometimes when you're doing really well, you get off your game a little bit. You get off the gas a little. You're like, okay, we've got this thing. And that's not necessarily the case. Maybe right now, someone just needs to tell a joke in the huddle, loosen things up, and get their big guy going again.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. A shotgun snap from Herbert. That escapes the sack. And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
The sack occurred in the end.
Well, I don't know if careless is the right word there, but bottom line, here in the 4th quarter, tie game, you can't do that.
You sure can, Brandon, and not only do you give up the lead, now you've got to turn around, punt it away from your own 20 as well. So it's really a double whammy with time starting to become a factor.
So a free kick situation forthcoming from the 20 as they'll punt this one away. This is fielded at the 27. And now here come the Ravens. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
On the keeper.
27 yards there, a 1st down.
I'd sure love to offer some advice to the defensive coordinator, but his guys are just getting run over by an offense that's executing like a well-oiled machine.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Now a handoff for Dobbins.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. He'll be back at the 36. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one, and that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to him.
And partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a 1st here on 3rd down. Jackson from the shotgun. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Kenneth Murray with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Chargers ready to take over. Their defense accomplished step one of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth-quarter lead. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 24. Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smoked.
Down in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Coaches preach all the time about opportunities and taking advantage of them, and he did exactly that. I used to have a coach told us all the time, a lost opportunity is never regained. Well, no regrets here. He picked that one off and took it to the house.
Tucker now to add the point after.
The extra point.
And that makes it a 9-point game. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
L.A. readies for its next possession. We'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. And right away, he'll look to throw. And that's into the hands of Eckler. It's a gain of 7.
Herbert's pass.
And that'll bring up 2nd down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Got Gordon open, completes it. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Complete to Josh Gordon. Brings up 3rd down.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down. Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he will have a 1st down as they get into the ground at the 37.
That's good. We're on charge.
3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. The job one to pick up the 1st down is complete. That was a big 3rd down conversion, but they got to watch the clock. It's starting to become their enemy a bit here in a 2-score game.
Which means they have to pick up the pace, right? The tempo has to be up. And what they do is they tell the quarterback in his helmet, hey, listen, when we pick up the 1st down here, tell everyone we're going. We're moving now to 2-minute offensive phase, and everyone on the bench area, they're waving them along too. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Herbert's throw going to be caught by Henry. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
And 6.
And Herbert able to get this one to Eckler out of the backfield. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've converted a third of their opportunities, 3 for 9. This is 3rd and 4.
He dumps it to Eckler underneath.
And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the 3rd down play.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a dump off here complete. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. Not much there, only a yard. Rifles one incomplete. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. Herbert now to throw. Open man, it's Allen. First down now, but that clock rolling. To the air again, Herbert. And this one's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Hunter Henry, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Now it's Herbert. Over the middle, complete. It's Henry.
Herbert's pass.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. And the throw there going to be incomplete. And now following the incomplete pass, we'll get a timeout here for an injured player. More from L.A. in a moment. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. Made his first. This now from 46 yards away. And this one is right down Broadway. And that'll move it back within 6 now.
Makes the score. Ravens 26. Chargers 20.
So good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Dobbins. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Now it appears we've got an injured Raven down there on the field. More from L.A. in a moment. Mark Ingram. And he is going to have the first down, and that is going to suck the life right out of this crowd. And they'll indeed take a knee. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. And they will take a knee here.
I do get a kick out of seeing a team kneel down at the end of the game in victory formation and wrap one up, because most of the time a kneel down is not a good thing in football. In this case, it's the best thing for the team that's winning.
Best thing week 1 and 1-0 after going down to that knee. So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And with that, our journey begins, Charles. Week 1 in the books. Going to be a great season.
Oh, man, so much to look forward to. Isn't it nice to get a really good game right out of the gate? Preseason behind us. All these games count now, don't they?
Yeah, this is the exciting time with just 1 week gone and plenty of weeks to come. So for Baltimore, it'll be a happy trip home as they start the season with a road victory here on a Monday night. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to the Windy City to take on the Bears. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.